So replying, sometimes you really like what a tweet that somebody posted, so you reply it, and again, there's a button on the Twitter account. I'm sorry, we couldn't really show you. We tried loading a Twitter account, a live one, but it was very slow. So we don't want to hold you up, but we'll show you again in the examples. Only when you reply, if you just hit the reply button, like email, if you just reply in your email to the person who sent the email, only that person who, pretty much the person who tweeted sees that. Or only those people who follow you and the person who tweeted that you're replying to can see that tweet. So that's very selective. Sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you want everybody to see that you're replying to this person. If you want to get a little bit of attention for your very thoughtful reply and you want people to say, wow, this center is really cool, then you add a character in front of the @ sign. And you'll see that again. I have an example of this, like a period. Favoriting, I like to do this because sometimes you get so many tweets that you want to remember one. So there's a favorite button and that will bookmark it. But the other thing is the original tweeter is notified when their tweet is favorited. So that's another way of getting attention. And if you're trying to build a community, you really want to do as many of these kinds of things as possible. Mentioning somebody who you want to notice your organization, favoriting their tweets, retweeting them, even modifying tweeting them. And a lot of times people will follow you in return. They may not even know that you exist, and then suddenly there you are, and maybe they'll take a little bit of time and see what kinds of tweets you're posting, but then they'll decide to follow you. And
Heidi, just a little note about the etiquette in following people. One of the strategies that I use is, in addition to thanking them for following, as I mentioned before, I send them actually that little 140-character invite to tell them to please, thanking them for following us, but inviting them to join our blog, and the URL is there for the blog. So it's one more thing that you bring them to. I also do a lot of thanking of people for retweeting me, but instead of just saying thank you for the retweets, I feel like they're part of my learning community because I'm following them, they're following me, they're learning from me. So I have various tweets I use for that, but I've got some going out this week that say, thank you for being part of my PLN or my PLC, and then I use it as a hashtag because that is a very active hashtag on Twitter, and then people find me that way. Or I'll say things like retweeting shares important information, thanks, something like that. So in addition to the thank you, kind of giving a little more of a pat on the back.